Hello and welcome to Cockatoos with Attitude. Are you having fun with that, little girl?
I announced a surprise in the chat, and let's see if anybody can spot the surprise. Actually, there too.
I'm not even sure where the surprise went. You're not terribly surprising, but I don't like you behind me because you're into this habit of hitting me in the head lately. Hello. Hello.
We can hear one surprise already.
How you doing? We got Pippa in here. Let's see. We have Pippa and Sugar, Lucy and Snowball, and Cecil, and the unnamed one. And who are you? Are you Jasmine? Yeah, I'm Jasmine. And behind me, ready to probably hit me in the head, is Mander. I love you too. I love you too.
So in the chat, we have Natalie and James, Falcon Suit, Tiki Tiki, and Buktiasha. So hello and welcome, everybody. Great to have you here today with us. We have a bird with us who wasn't out with us in a long time. And he can be out with us because something changed that allows us to have him.
Yeah, we have a bit more space. We've gone from a 10-foot aviary to an 18-foot. I extended it 4 feet on both sides there. Extended 4 feet that way and extend that way, and then 4 feet back this way. So, and now I can have birds out here, and they have enough room where the chance of fighting is a lot less. That's why Pippa's out with us too. Pippa and Romeo. I've got to work in 3 more birds, but I'll get it done. It'll take a little while on Cosmo's probably going to be the most difficult because she's got a hair trigger and she doesn't see all that well. So, and Lorelei, I still need a super soaker to kind of keep her and Cecil from not trying to get together. So the problem with all these,
we have no guess for the name of the unknown bird, or have you already said it?
I don't think I said it yet.
Nope. But we have a guess for the movie quote. Falcon says, I totally know today's movie quote. Initials of the movie are WHMS.
Yep. You got it.
Excellent. Congratulations.
That's my favorite scene in the movie. Hey, what you doing down there? Bob, no. Don't you start getting pushy. Here, Romeo, you want to come up? Come on, boy. Back off, Bob. Come on, Rome. Come here. Now you know who he is. Yeah, don't you start. No, he's allowed to be on my lap.
Oh, yeah.
You can come up if you can be good, but I'm not sure he can be good yet. Can you be good? Is Bob going to be a good boy? Is Bob a good boy? Bob, you can sit on my shoe until you tell me you're going to be a good boy. Bob, a good boy? No, he gets off my shoe. No, I'm not willing to go up there that much. You're not coming up on this side. Hello? What do you think you're doing? Okay. No. Bob? You gonna hide now? He doesn't like anyone up in my lap, but he's gonna have to deal with it. You've got to deal with it. I know how sneaky you are. I'm looking for you coming around on the other side. You need to calm down. Is Bob going to be a good boy? Is Bob a good boy? No. If he won't say it, he's not going to. That's for sure. Bob? Yeah, there. Babaloo? Bob a
Lisa
good
Bennett
bird?
is here with us. So behave, Bob. Come behave, or she's sending Rico over.
And you'll have to fight Rico if you keep.
Mm.
And we know what a chicken you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to be nice. You can sit here, but you have to be nice. Bob, you be nice to him.
Bob senses a little concurrence and rivalry because we have another bird out who is usually not out with us. And he's cuddling up with Dawn, and Babalu is, well, not sure about it.
Oh, he got over it yesterday, but it takes him a while.
We maybe just should say the name because nobody is guessing. So, who do we
Romeo,
have with us? Little Romeo.
Romeo. And he was crying to come out today, so
Mm-hmm.
came right over to me the usual way. I have to do it, but he came over to me and we went out. You can't just reach into the cage with him. You put the chair down, make sure he's on the not standing on the door. Open the door. Wait till he climbs onto your arm. But he was pretty quick about it today. Fortunately, Amy reminded me that he was not out here yet. Since he hasn't been coming out, it's easy to forget. You get into a habit of taking them out in a certain order. Plus, I had to figure in how I was going to get Bob and Pippa out in which order. And I chose him because I figured he'd attack my pillow before he'd go after another bird. He did. So messing with Dad is what it's all about, right? Hmm? Get off my arm because I need to have that to block you. He's still got that look about him, so I have to keep an arm in front of him because he'll just lunge all of a sudden, and Romeo won't like that at all. I think Romeo is much better at defending himself than Bob is, but we don't need to find out the answer to that. Do we, Bob? It's just that's Romeo. You know Romeo. You can see him every day. He's not far from you. Cecil's playing with a toy. I'm a little concerned about Cause. She's lost about 10 grams in the last 2 days, and I'm wondering what's going on. But I love you too, Bob. Say Bob's a good bird. Can you say Bob's a good bird? You won't say it? Okay. Keep my arm there then. Yeah, they're spread out. I got Mander behind me and then Sugar all the way at the other end. So they're really using the space now. The first day I came out here, they were all huddled around me. Now they're spreading out, which is good. I love you too, Lillian. Bob, standing on my arm so I can't use it doesn't work. Okay, because I know the trick. I know your games. I do. And we were fortunate to have the money donated to get this done. So, but it took 5 hours to put those panels up. They are not light little panels. Okay, they're more like steel girders. I mean, and putting the top ones up are fun. They're 4 foot by 4 foot. They're not as heavy as the side panels, but the side panels you get the rest on the ground for the most part, except over there where the pavement isn't even. So now you can imagine how fun that was trying to hang that all as one piece because the basically you take the end pieces off that have the round sections too, and you set that aside. Then you put the extensions on, and you put the round pieces on, and then you have to put that back with that much space on the bottom. It was fun trying to get that first bolt in. Let me tell you, took about 20 minutes, I think, just to get the first bolt in with that one. And then Peach's ramp is over there with its with the secondary one. It's actually ramps for your vehicle when you're doing an oil change, but they're holding it up so it's not sitting, just hanging in midair. Cecil, why don't you rattle it instead of trying to break it apart? No comments from the peanut gallery, I guess is what that look means. I thought we had more humidity than that out here, but I'm getting dry through it, so the humidity must have dropped. I thought we had about 15%, but it feels more like 5 right now. What are you doing up there, Chewy? Asma's decided to take a nap. Nothing unusual about that. Lucy and Snowball are hanging out together. That's fun. Pippa's just sitting there being a good girl. Sugar's preening. Now I haven't totally forgotten about you, Bob, which is what you're hoping I'm going to do. I'm not.
Is he? Do you think he's plotting something?
Always. He's always plotting something.
Oh, Bob,
Aren't you?
sweetie boy. So let's greet a couple of more viewers. We have Skyblue here. Hello and welcome. And then Jocelyn Triple joined us. Hello. Good to see you all.
Hello, everybody. Romeo can say I love you. I love you too. He's going to try to sneak over here, I can tell. James Bond, you're not, Bob, so. Today, I want to talk about how environmental changes can transform behavior. Obviously, you can see it. I mean, I don't have to say a lot. Pippa normally can't, she couldn't be in with the group because she would start fighting immediately. And because there's more room, she's not doing it. Now, I engineered this a certain way. They can move around on cross ropes in the middle, but on both ends, there's just ropes going across. So that slows them down. But it's open for flight this way and open for flight that way. So the first day I had the birds out here, when I had just Pippa and KK out at one point, KK will usually go ballistic at some point and go after a bird. So he went after her and she just flew away. So then he tried to do it again. She flew up and first she flew down on the lower section. Then she flew up, don't do it, Bob. Don't do it. Then she flew up there. He got tired of it. It just wore him out. That's called a motivating operation. When you wear out one of the things a motivation stop it. Get out of there. Leave him alone, you little monster. Um, yeah, you're a monster, especially in October. Um, so there are other types of motivating operations, but basically what you want to do is make a setup so that the event you don't want to occur can't occur. So, and this gives them an area to fly when they want to, and it also gives them a way out of situations because they can dive under and fly or fly over. So, and it's a little harder to get to those other ropes unless you're flying or you're going to stretch your neck. I've seen Sugar do that. Stretch your neck to get over, or you're going to have to climb the sides of the aviary. So, geez, so watch where you're dropping your toys. He's taking the toys. There's a brand new one, and you're taking it apart. I'm going to send you the bill. Cecil. But again, I mean, why would you spend 5 hours putting up two extensions like this? But you can see the difference. We now have actually three more birds in here. Mander likes to come out now, so he asks me. I don't ask him. When it's obvious I'm going to be heading out, he climbs up to the rope to the perch in his cage that he likes to sit on, and he starts leaning over. And if I don't pay attention, he climbs on the door to let me know he wants out. So that's a big change. Um, and this is her third time out, Pippa, and as you can see, she's just fine. Mander's gotten more brave though, so if he wants to be petted, I have to watch out, or he whacks me pretty hard in the head with that big beak of his. I had him trained out of that, but again, this is a different situation, so he's feeling stronger about himself, and with that strengthened personality, they're always talking. You hear people talking about how important self confidence and self assuredness is. Yeah. Well, if you've ever met somebody who was a total sociopath, they're completely full of self confidence. Okay, so self confidence isn't all it's cracked up to be, but for him, it's good because spending your whole life running is not a good thing. Bob, you know, no matter how hard I work cleaning this place up, he always manages to find some little piece of poop I missed. And those idiots, which they're owned by a different company now, but it was Mission Animal Hospital. I can say their name because now they're owned by somebody else, but they're the ones that didn't give him toys, so he started playing with his poop. He had nothing else to play with. Oh, they had stuff in there that looked like toys, but they weren't. You couldn't chew them up. So Christmas ornaments. I'm going to have to like bring a little bucket of cinnamon sticks out here. That'll slow him down because he prefers that to poop. But I just rearranged that, so I forgot his cinnamon sticks, didn't I? So the goal is to give them more freedom, and in that freedom, there's less aggression. It's kind of like what happens when you have a small aviary and a lot of birds out, or in that socialization room of ours. It's like being at a bar at like 1 o'clock in the morning when everybody's really drunk and you're all and it's crowded. All it takes is one person to start a fight, and then there's a huge fight throughout. And that's the way it works. So now we don't have the small bar room anymore, do we, Bob? It didn't take. It's actually been a little quicker. Uh, I didn't expect them to spread out this quick. Stop it, Bob. Get out of there. No, leave him alone. You are not going to do that. No, 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 no. Deal with it. Deal with it, Triton. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yes, he's just being stubborn. He won't even let me pet him. It's Romeo. You know Romeo. You can come up, but you be nice. You be nice. Just be nice. That's all I ask. Just be a nice bird. Yeah. Tritons, be nice. Ah, Don, be realistic. He's a Triton. So with something like this, you start off with the long-term vision. It's going a little faster than I thought because the first day they were all huddled around me. And now, as you can see, that spread out behavior, it's pretty much, they've all found a spot by themselves, with the exception of this territorial little guy.
Amanda's sitting right behind you.
I know.
You know, okay.
Yeah, if you hear me cry out, he either slammed me in the back of the head or bit me. But you have to remember that line since we talk movies. That line from Blade Runner. You know what it's like to live in fear. Which is
Bob,
still one.
how about greeting Richie Cockatoo? He also has a really cool Triton or yellow crested in his profile pic. Babaloo.
Ah, Babaloo. Bob, please don't sit on my arm. I have a use for my arm sometimes. It's like blocking you from doing something. And if it's not in front of you, it's not in a safe spot. He's going to sit on my leg if he wants to, okay? Right now, he wants to. They've got to put a lock on this. You can't lock the screen. So every time I slightly turn it, it's switching. I don't know what that does to you guys, but let me see if I can change that in layout. No, I can't. There should be a way to lock it down, but I can't see any way to do it. Nope. I'm gonna look. Bear with me a second, just to. No, I'll have to ask him about this one. Can you please make it so we can lock it? Because otherwise, I can't turn the camera around without it flipping up and down all the time. What are you doing? Hmm. Bob's preening. That's a good sign. If he's not trying to trick me. So again, when you're working with birds, it's always the I won't say always, but most of the time you're taking small steps. Although increasing the size of the aviary wasn't a small step, but bringing them out each one at a time and getting them acclimated. Lorelei would probably fit in because I've had her out now with Pippa, and they just kind of stay away from each other because there's plenty of room. So that'll work. The problem is that Cecil won't stay away from her, so that's where the super soaker comes in. Although, you can't find a decent one. They all look stupid. They've got all this like, I don't want a toy. I'm looking for something that just shoots a good stream of water. Yeah. Not something that looks like Battlestar Galactica. Now I'm dating myself. Star Trek or something. Although Star Trek, they had those little hand phasers. That was kind of saved them on expensive tooling. But what are you doing down there? Anybody else we got a clue from someone as to what the name of the movie is. Anyone else get it? I'll have what she's having. That's probably the most famous line from the whole movie. But there he goes. Mander? No. Sorry, man. You stop hitting me in the head. You don't get petted when you hit me in the head. What I can do, though, is pick you up. You want to go over there? You want to go over there? You want me to put you over next to Snowball? I'm not going to pet you after you do that. If I were to pet him right now, I would just be reinforcing that behavior. So
We have someone guessing it's Jelly Bean Beauty Queen. When Harry met Sally.
that's it.
Excellent. Also, hello and welcome.
All right. A question about a movie. I don't think I've done this one before, but might have. So let me know, Amy, if I've already asked this one or already made a point of it. In what movie did the director tell an actor playing a security guard to pick his nose on screen? And he swore nobody would ever see it. Nobody would notice. That'll give you something to think about. Hi, Mander. Did you want to get petted, Mander? So the goal now is to bring them out one, get more and more of them out here. And today I will have Bob. You can't go up on that side, and you know it. You're going to have to come over here. This foot, this foot, this foot. Thank you. Now you can come up if you want to. Come on, I can't hold my leg up there forever. There you go. Okay, I'm trying to pet Mander. I got to switch the cameras for this. Hey, Mander. I know you just like to get petted. You can't figure how.
Bonus question from Falcon Zoo, who said today's movie quote.
That's a good one. I'm just dying to see if anybody will get that one. I love you too. So I will be bringing out later. I will have Lorelai and I might try bringing out Cause, but I'm going to bring out Lorelai and KK. Oh, thank you for the gift. Is this what I wanted? Hold on a second, guys. Peppa came over and she's got a habit. She gets so excited when she sees me, she poops on me. She doesn't do it intentionally. She wouldn't do it if she were sitting on me, but it's different when they're above you. You don't always know, except for Cecil, he knows. Okay, now where was I? Oh, I was petting Mander. So bringing out Lorelai and KK. KK has a thing about Lorelai because Lorelai went after him once. So I have to get them out here. They did fine yesterday. We'll see how they do today. Cause is like bringing out a Terminator or something, you know, because she really can't see well, but she goes after the nearest blur she can see. So, although her left eye is doing pretty well, but
So Lisa just donated $10 to us. So thank you so much for that, Lisa. And
thank
that
you, Lisa.
means we can actually play one of our funny videos.
Thank you. Bob, can you say thank you? You're being a good boy. Bob's a good bird. That's Romeo. You know who Romeo is. You better. You think he's about 4 feet away from you and you can see him. You guys can see each other. You just have to sit on my wrist, don't you? It's just the thing. It's so much like a perch, right? No, you're not getting the paper out of my pocket. No. one of the things too is there's no dominance. So these guys, they will set up a territory or perimeter, but they don't. It's not like one bird is the boss of all the others. They're not dogs. So, and they're not chickens. Because chickens do the same thing. They have a pecking order, but not these parrots. So if you give them enough room, just like in the wild, this isn't like in the wild, but at least I'm giving them more room, then you have less in the way of fighting. It's going to be a challenge doing that with cause, though. It's just going to be little by little to bring her in with more, first one other bird, then two, then three, then four, and then put her in here and make sure I have a life insurance policy that's paid out. When she goes ballistic, boy, she's sitting there and looks all calm. You don't see any change. Boom, she's off. Kind of that pit bull kind of action. If you've ever noticed with the pit bull, because of the way they're bred, when they attack another dog, there's no sign of it. They're wagging their tails while they're attacking them. And I have nothing against pit bulls. They're pretty, pretty calm birds. Just birds, pretty calm dogs. They're just not good around other dogs. In fact, a buddy of mine, when I was a bodybuilder, and the first time I went into bodybuilding, we were throwing this dog back and forth, an 85-pound pit bull, a Staffordshire Terrier, tossing him back and forth. And once in a while, one of us would miss. The dog would get up and shake himself and come back for more. But you can't trust them around other dogs because they were bred to fight. So. And cause kind of acts like that. So we're going to be having all kinds of fun trying to deal with that. We can do fine. I thought I had that thrown out. Bob managed to get some. I usually toss the paper outside the aviary and clean it up after. Uh, he must have got it from the bottom and pulled it through. Don't take the chair apart, Bob. That's all I ask.
And Bob better greet Frankie Persian. Frankie collects bird statues. Frankie prefers cockatoos, cockatiels, and parrot birds.
Well, it's a good thing that Cecil has come through come on the other side, because when I first met him, he looked like a bird statue. So.
Mm.
He would sit there without moving. You would think he wasn't even alive.
And I think bird statues are far more easy to have than actual birds.
Mm-hmm. So what you see instead of dominance is you see shifting partnerships. Quiet signals between one bird and another. Most of the time they're quiet, not always. Moments where you'll see where something will happen and they all focus outside. What's going on
Is
out there?
sugar bird finally coming over?
Yep.
Interesting. Sugar, now you have to walk and climb a little bit farther. Was it yesterday? Yeah, when we talked and you were in the aviary and Manda whacked him on the back head, and then Don just stood up and went at the opposite side of the aviary, which is now quite a long distance. And Manda and the other birds were just like, "Wait, what is he doing?" Oh my, you guys.
Sugar's trying to get Cecil to preener.
Mm-hmm. I see she's up to getting preened by the Cecil.
Bob, if you're under there, I want to turn the chair. Oh, no, you didn't do it again, did you? Yeah, you did. Stop pooping on me. Use a little touch too. Lead still messing with your head a little bit, isn't it? What are you two doing standing next to each other? Cecil, how come you're over here? What? That's Romeo. Why are you looking at him like he's something from another planet? Are we gonna hold hands? You gonna sing a Beatles song or something? Now this is a different. You don't usually see Pippa standing next to Cecil. You can really see the shifting relationships now and the way it's working out better. I think she realized that, I don't usually stand next to him, so I'll just move down there. I think they'll develop better relationships too. Cecil, are you sitting on me? Uh, yeah, I know she pooped on my shoulder. Well, you're not supposed to put it in your beak, you silly bird.
Cecil cutie.
No, don't. You know, sorry. Sorry, Mom. Hold on a second. Wipe my shoulder off. Uh, there you go, Cecil.
Oh, Sugar and Amanda sitting next to each other.
Yeah, that's not normal.
They seem also to get better along since the aviary change. Even before they were hanging together side by side on the bars.
Yeah, it's amazing what an extra 8 feet can do. Huh? I know there's those of you who say size doesn't matter, but in aviaries it does.
Look at that jasmine bird. Such a beggar.
Yeah, I think for Halloween we should dress her up as the trash can man. Get out of my pocket. Oh, sorry. You want paper out of my pocket? Is that what you want? All right, hold on. Bear with me a second. I'm getting out paper for you. You want a piece of paper? All right. Oh, didn't get it out so you could throw it away, but I'll put it right there in case you decide you want it back. Okay. So every bird has their own threshold for how close they can be to each other. So when you add more space, that gives them the opportunity to play with those thresholds a little bit. See, Pippa can come up and be curious and then walk farther away, so she doesn't get as aggressive. Now with Lucy, where is Lucy? Did she vanish? Oh, there she is. She's back behind there. She'll usually go somewhere and then establish a temporary territory for it. She doesn't seem to be as aggressive about it anymore. She's sitting there, but she's close to Snowball, and that doesn't seem to bother her. Pip was walking around without being aggressive, so it's definitely worth all the work putting this together. But the worst, well, I won't say it's the worst thing, but probably the most daring thing you could do is just throw all the birds in the expanded aviary and see what happens. I wouldn't do that, especially not with Cosmo. And Bob, you got to be careful with him too, because when I left yesterday, I had to leave for a short time. When I came back, when I say a short time, I wasn't gone 2 minutes. He was messing with Sugar's tail, and she was crying. So
Hmm.
not whining, she has her cry, and it sounds pretty horrific when she starts making that sound. I won't try to duplicate it. I can, but I'm not going to because that'll upset her. Don't want to upset that big girl.
Right.
Yeah. Hmm. Did you
So
think I
Jam
needed
and
some
Jamie
more?
joined us in chat, so hello and welcome.
Hello. Can you say hello, Jam and Jamie? Yeah. Can you? Yeah, I would have done this extension a long time ago, but it's not the cheapest thing to do, and you have to pretty much get it all done in one day, or you don't have an aviary they can play in. I could have done it when it was really hot and we couldn't come outside, but then I might have. Whoa, you can come over if you want. Come on, hey Pip. What do you want to do? You want to sit on my shoulder, or you want to sit on my leg? You can sit on my leg. What a good girl. At least you can't poop on me from there, huh? And the other thing is, it's not getting any cheaper. You want to get right now. If you have anything you need, a new cage or whatever, you probably want to get it right away. They've already put a ridiculous amount of tariff on what's coming over from China. So, they were gonna bump it to 100%. Well, then you couldn't even, you wouldn't even be able to buy these. So we got it at the right time before they had to put the new prices in. But what are you doing? Keep in mind, though, the freight costs have gone crazy. So if you're on the West Coast, it's going to cost you a lot more than if you're on the East Coast, because most of the cages that come in and the aviary parts and all that are going to come in on the East Coast, which means that they got to travel all the way across the country for you to get it if you're on the West Coast. And now they're adding, I understand that they're adding $100 to every freight transaction. That's less than truckload. So, but these are good aviaries. And this thing has been around us a long time, and it's still in great shape. So even a small change, you move a perch, you put in a new put in new lighting, you open a window during the day. I've done that for um, Jasmine. They don't usually like to look out the window, but she was starting to sit there like a lump in her cage. So she's got a big window where her cage sits that faces outside. You know, the it faces the front of the building. So I opened that up. Now she's a lot more active. So again, opening a window doesn't, or opening drapes doesn't seem like a big change, but it wasn't her case. So it's made her more active, which is good. She was getting pretty lethargic inside. Seems to have helped the other birds too, because artificial lighting it doesn't work with their eyes quite so well. So kind of turns a color movie into a black and white movie, if you know what I mean. So environment can actually shapes behaviors. If you can imagine Bob with all these birds in that socialization room, me with all the bandages all over my arms and all the other birds running away screaming, that's pretty much where it would be. But he does pretty well in here. You have to talk to him sometimes, but and then if you don't see him for a while, you have to wonder what he's destroying because that's usually what's happening. That's one of his. I don't know. He's he's a terminator when it comes to objects, but when it comes to other birds, he mostly gets himself in trouble. That was my foot. Oh, okay. Playing with the ball down there. Yeah, this you wouldn't expect. Romeo and Pippa on my lap. Just the bigger aviary changed that so that now they can sit next to each other. How's that for a change? And they've got more room to be apart, yet they're choosing to sit together. So yeah, I know you're the odd man out, but I still love you, Bob. How did you find another piece of paper? Oh, the one that was in my pocket. Oh, the one I put out for Romeo. Yeah. Show me that you got it. I know. He's showing me that he got one of the pieces of paper that I have in my pocket. It's one of those, you think you can defeat me? Think you can defeat me? I've got some of that paper right here. I see it, Bob. I see it. No, you're not going to eat Romeo, and you're not coming up on. You're not going to come up on this side. Pip, I don't think Pippa would put up with it, and he's a little afraid of Pippa. So, where Mander is obvious about his fear, Bob is, he's one of those bullies that really is a chicken. Sorry that I went too close, huh, there, Pip Pip? Did I preen too closely? Little girl.
What a cute Pippa. It's fun. So basically, from Lucy and Snowball, we have not heard or seen anything. There they are, chilling, ignoring the rest. They are the little bit more independent birds.
He really likes doing his Batman thing up there on the. Bob, you better not mess with her. I know you don't have life insurance, so you better stop.
Mm-hmm.
She's a fifth Dawn in black in pink pseudo karate.
Mm-hmm.
That's your girl. So all this is more about giving them choices, giving them more control. And more ways to connect on their own terms, so it's not like they're shoved into one position where they more or less have to confront. They can back off. And these guys, fight or flight, they always choose flight if they can. The only time that's different is when you've got a territorial fight over a nest or a mate. So I have to be careful if Bob is trying to protect me because he's mated to me, or Sugar's that way too. So you got to be careful around Sugar if you're new. Come by to visit. Oh, isn't that cute? Yeah, it's real cute. She's just telling you she's going to take your lifeblood away. Now, harmony doesn't happen. You've seen me working with these guys. Harmony doesn't just happen by command, right? It emerges based on environment and your use of the proper tools of working with birds, which is applied behavior analysis. But so right now we're looking at one safe moment. All right. One quiet choice. They're all pretty quiet. Bob's pulling at my pant leg.
Behind you.
That's Sugar behind me. Amanda's gone into the corner back there, so he's taking a little space. See, before we wouldn't have had the corner for him to go in. He's gone into that corner.
Great.
So.
Amanda. Bob.
Every being deserves a little sky and a space where their spirit can unfold without fear. That's what I'm trying to build here for them. When you do that, maybe it's not just for them. It works out being for you too. Well, thanks for being here, guys. We're just about out of time. So that movie I was talking about was Terminator 2. The scene where the security guard is picking his nose and nobody notices, it's because that Terminator is coming out of the floor where the tile is two different colors. The Terminator is coming out of the floor. But if you ever watch that movie, look up in the left-hand corner and you'll see that security guard picking his nose. And it goes on for a good 20 seconds. Well, that thing's coming out of the floor and nobody sees it. So, and the director said, yeah, do it because nobody will see it. And he was right. Unless somebody tells you, you'll never see it. And again, keep in mind that that's part of what happens with us. There's things that are obvious if you're looking, but we're not looking. Like Deborah Winger said to Anthony Hopkins in Shadowland, he says, what do? Walk around with your eyes closed? So on that note, thank you, Amy, for helping in the moderation and keeping me on track. And thank you, everybody, for being here. And we will see you on Wednesday. Now, on Wednesday, we're probably going to start a little earlier because I have an appointment with the vet that day for a house call. And she's going to be here from 2 until 5, taking blood from everybody who hasn't had a blood test yet. So we're all going to get tested for AGN. So might as well catch it before it becomes a real problem, right?
Exactly. So thanks for the stream, Don. Thanks to the birds and to all the chatters and viewers. Thanks for coming by.
And to that silent donor who gave us the money for the vet to come by too. Thank you very much. And thanks to the one who paid for the aviary. So we'll see you all later.
It's just science. knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.